Hi, my name is Balfour Wong, and you're listening to the Bluhdhaven podcast. You can catch the podcast every Wednesday at bluhdhaven.com, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Enjoy the show! Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bluhdhaven podcast, episode number 52. As always, I am your host, Balfour Wong, and joined with me today is Buddy Mills.
Hello there.
Hello there. So we took a break last week because we were acknowledging Thanksgiving, their American holiday. How was your Thanksgiving?
That was fine, actually. We don't really have anybody over. It's just everybody that's at the house. So it's just me, mom, dad, and grandma.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's really all it is. That's all that's there. And we just stuff our faces till we can't.
Yes. I come from a very large family, so we had a lot of people for Thanksgiving. It was all right. It was Thanksgiving. Everyone was there. Everyone said hi.
Yeah.
Everyone ate.
Really is.
To be honest, though, I would much rather prefer like a Thanksgiving like yours, where there's like 5 people.
Or do like that one thing, the Friendsgiving, as they call it now.
I never got into that. I get why people do it. I think it's cool. Like that's their way of kind of having a Thanksgiving. Because for me personally, I get and appreciate that people feel like their friends are their family. I don't think I could do that.
That's fair.
For me, honestly, I would much rather travel somewhere out of the country on Thanksgiving. Like, go somewhere else, have some type of exotic food, in quotes. But do something new on Thanksgiving. Just because, I guess it's like the nonconformist in me, that it's like, I just want to do something that's not American on Thanksgiving. But that's just me.
You fucking communist.
Well, you know. Russia is great this time of year.
Oh, boy. That's a topic for not this podcast.
Are you sure? We could totally get political in here.
I'd rather...
Dude.
You're like the least political person, though. That's the joke here.
Well, it's interesting because, like, I do follow politics. Actually, B gets annoyed sometimes because I'll be like, did you see this happen? This happened in the fucking news. Yeah. I typically don't talk about it too much.
Yeah.
But earlier today, did you see the Facebook post that I posted?
No, actually, I didn't. What'd you put?
Apparently... We're going to get slightly political here.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a representative in Apache Junction who is trying to pass a law for students in Arizona.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
To do the pledge. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, I was one of the kids who sat during the pledge.
Wait,
because
so it's a petition to where they have to do it?
He wants to put a law that Arizona children are required to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's horseshit.
I know. I'm like, bullshit. Like, I'm so annoyed at that.
The last time I had to do anything regarding of that was second grade.
Yeah.
And it was like, but we didn't like say the Pledge of Allegiance. It was like singing the fucking Star Spangled Banner. That's how far we got.
There you go. That's I mean, I understand both sides. Like, I get where he's trying to come from, but like forced patriotism is redundant.
It's never good.
Yeah, well, it's also like that's not American. Like the whole idea of America is like you have the choice to do it or not.
You want forced patriotism? Look at Stalin.
Yeah,
look
like
at Adolf.
Yeah, like
look at those people.
It's funny because my buddy actually posted that. He's just like, "Yep, it's just like Hitler," and I'm like, "Yeah, like it." I know that's super extreme, but that's the idea. It's like you're forcing the people to do something that they don't necessarily want to do.
It's just rhetoric. It's
like,
no matter how you want to.
Dude, and can you imagine how many people like me in high school would have been like, "Fuck you"?
Exactly.
Like when you tell a teenager to do something, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna do the.
You ain't the boss of me.
Yeah.
You're not my parents.
You're gonna suspend me? Big whoop.
Go ahead. I got Xbox
square.
at home, sucker.
I got both parents at home. What you got?
Oh, fuck.
Nah, but
The teacher goes away crying.
Right? Nah, but I think it's a silly thing to even try to enforce.
Yeah.
And because I was overhearing it on around people that I was with, and I just feel like they could be focusing more on like what they can do to better for the teachers or the facilities. Like,
That's fair, actually.
why are they focusing on a? It's more of like a political thing than anything else. It's like you're just forcing division rather than actually trying to do something good for the community. I don't know. It's just that's something that bugs me. I'm happy I brought that up because I needed to talk to someone about it because it was like really bugging me.
Hey, at least you got it off your chest now.
Listen, I'm definitely gonna talk about not next week, but I'm gonna talk about it with some other people. But no, for like the past 2 weeks, things have been kind of really busy actually. At least for me. Mm-hmm. What have you been up to for the past 2 weeks?
Just been at home.
That works.
That's really all I've been doing because ever since, now I have a little bit of free time now in air quotations. I went back into a game that I haven't really touched in a while, and it's taking up most of my hours.
What game is that?
Conan Exiles.
Conan Exiles.
Yes.
That's a game I haven't heard of in a while.
Yeah. As of right now, I said the past 2 weeks, I put 72 hours into that game.
Holy dicks, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Conan? Is it a RP? It's a MMO or?
It's an MMO sandbox kind of thing. So it's you go and find a place you want to live, build your stuff, get better stuff.
It's kind of like Ark.
Yeah.
But less dinos.
Less dinos. Yeah, less dinos. Just like more of things you would find. Like if you're in the jungle, you'll find panthers and you'll find like iguanas and stuff. But they're like huge animals.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you go to like the savannah or not the savannah, but like desert areas, you'll get like hyenas or maybe rhinos if you're lucky.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of cool. Is it a free to play or?
No, you have to pay for it. Sadly.
Damn, how much is it?
As of right now, I don't know. Last time I checked, it was.
We have the technology. It's $20.
Yeah, I
That's
think
not bad.
I think it's because it was on sale. But I can be wrong.
Well, you know what?
Well, we're gonna check it right now.
We have the technology, and I know that Steam's sale go on for a while, right?
Yeah, sometimes they go for a while. They'll start like at the end of the month, go into the beginning of the month.
What's it called? Conan?
Yeah, Conan.
Conan.
There it is.
It's $40.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus
is
well,
right.
maybe one day. Also, Halo Reach is currently available.
That's another one on my list.
Wait, did it launch?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
It
launched it today.
It launched.
The Master Chief Collection launched today.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, it makes sense because whenever they said they were going to launch Reach, that was like basically a good standpoint of where you think you were going to. That looks amazing.
Yeah, actually, that looks really good.
Oh, my God. I can finally, live up to the hype of like how Halo was such an amazing series.
It is fucking good. Like
I never grew up with it.
It's sad because I know a lot of my friends weren't able to enjoy Halo when it first came out, and I will say Halo 1 is rough to go back to. I mean, it's a solid game. The anniversary edition really helped it. So like when Master Chief Collection came out, there's the anniversary edition of Halo 1 and Halo 2, and it helped a lot of what was like janky about it. But even like the story is like, all right, this is kind of weird, but I think it did a lot to pioneer like future FPS, like the genre of like Alien, like Mass Effect and stuff like that. And I have to appreciate Halo because it's what led me into my love for Destiny. Because I mean, obviously, it was originally done by Bungie. They're the original creators.
Yeah, shit.
So they made Halos 1 through 3. And I'm really excited that 343 has finally allowed PC players to come into this. Because it is such a fun fucking game. I like how linear it is. There's a nice story. I like how the multiplayer. For me personally, I think they did a lot to innovate the way multiplayer FPS is. Mm-hmm. Especially in Halo 3. Halo 3 added so many different types of like play styles. I mean, Quake also did as well. So did Unreal Tournament. But I really feel like for console players, Halo 3 was a really big mark for like the different types of matchmaking.
Yeah.
I did not know this came out today.
The only one I played with was with you and Balthazar was like Halo 5, I think it was, for the Xbox.
Do you have 5?
Yeah, it's on there. I remember we played.
Oh yeah, because we're doing the Warzone, right?
We were doing Warzone.
Yeah. Halo 5 is fun. The story's a little weird, but I'm really hoping with Infinite.
Yeah.
Next year. I gotta buy a new console next year. I'm so mad. Like, I'm such a big Halo fan that I have to buy a fucking console in order to continue.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I never thought I would be one of those guys.
True, but you can also argue the fact that it made a good impact on you. Cause
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I love certain franchises. Another one would be Zelda. Like, I've almost kept up with every single one. The only one that I haven't been able to keep up with is the newest one, Breath of the Wild, and that's just because, I don't know, I can't, for some reason, I just can't cough up less money than it was to buy my fucking Xbox. Like, it's tough. But,
yeah, it's understandable.
You know, and now we're getting to the point, we're just talking about it right now because we're talking about the Division. I get to the point where, like, I can't even buy a new game because the games that I'm liking come with more content. Like, they're constantly coming out with more content to a point where it's like, do I even need to buy a new game? Because to me, it's becoming no point. Like, I enjoy it, but it's also like, what do I kind of do? Do I invest more into a single game? I mean, it's the World of Warcraft effect, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you buy the game and like you do as much as you can, and then they're like, hey, there's an expansion, there's another expansion, there's another expansion, and there's like all these updates where you're like, damn it, you're keeping me hooked.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's like my thing with Destiny right now. It's like every time I put it down, they're like, hey, we're doing something new, and I'm like, son of a bitch, why?
It's like how it was when I was playing Generation Zero for a while. I got back into it because it's like, hey, we launched an expansion here for you, and it's like you can go to another place you couldn't go to. Better, you can different robot types and different this and that. I'm going, you fucks. All right, cool.
Yeah, you're like, damn it, you hooked me in. I mean, that's the reason why I think Siege has been as successful as it has, because they're constantly introducing new operators, breaking the game. I mean, you can argue like that's the reason why League of Legends was so popular, is because there was always something new coming out.
That's true.
I think as a modern gamer, it's so frustrating to figure out what do I even invest in. Like, what is worth investing in for me? Yeah. Because like, gone are the days of like, hey, like Fear, right? The game Fear, like, gone are the days of buying a single game where you're like, yeah, I played through this entire thing, I collected everything, blah, 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 boom, on to the next game. I feel like we're leaving that type of gaming away, and now it's just become these immersive games where just there's so many things to collect that, sure, if you dedicate all of your time to, you're absolutely going to be able to do it. But for casual gamers like us, it's like, we're not going to be able to collect everything.
Exactly. Oh, and then even too, you could, let's say you played a game, you liked it, but didn't really catch much of your attention, so then you install it. You leave it alone, let's say a few months, you come back to it, they updated the shit out of it, and you're like, I want to play this now.
You're like, God damn it, now I'm interested. Honestly, that was my problem. I keep going back to Destiny 2 because it's on my brain. But that's exactly what happened to me. Like when I did the first 2 expansions, that was it for a while. And then as soon as I heard that Forsaken was coming out, I was like, son of a bitch. Forsaken launch, I played the shit out of Forsaken, and then I stopped playing. I stopped playing for
a year.
Wow, was it really? Yeah, I stopped playing for a long time.
Yeah, you stopped.
And then I got so many updates, and I was like, oh my god, I'm sucked back in. And now it's just like they keep rolling stuff out, and I can't keep up. It's like I want to be able to collect as much as I can, but so I've sunk maybe on the PC alone, I've already sunk in 90 hours. Just on the PC.
God damn.
That's not even including the past 2 years that I've played on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
2 years. I rocked in 90 hours within, like, 2 weeks, dude.
Oh, God.
So, like, that's just putting it in perspective. Like, I put that much time into the game, and I'm nowhere near even half complete with everything. And like that's what I'm afraid about jumping into any new series.
That's true.
I like even the Division. I did majority of the storyline. I'm only like I've touched like maybe 16% of the game.
I still get my ass handed to me in that game.
So much fun.
Yeah, speaking of Division, I actually went back to it a while back, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." What the hell did I do to my character?
That is one weird thing. And actually, I get to see George go through that, where it's like he was playing one game and then jumped to another, and he's like, "I don't remember the controls."
That's exactly how I was. I'm going, "What do I do?" It's the sad part with a lot of games now. Like, you get so invested into one. It's like, let's have a nostalgia trip. Let's have a throwback. You go back to this one.
Yeah, you're like, how do I play this?
How do and just.
Did you know? George is at the door, so he's not gonna hear anything. But did you know that today Master Chief Collection launched on PC?
I did, and I downloaded it.
Did you? You son of a
You
bitch!
bitch.
Yeah, buddy.
Damn it!
God
So now
damn
I
it.
get to use my super powered graphics card for it.
Bastard.
I know.
Are you gonna connect to the TV?
Eventually.
Because let's say you connect it to the TV and then just connect your controller to your PC.
It'll be sick.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You should do that.
Oh my god.
I'm so. I want to buy it so bad, but I can't buy it until maybe next week. Hopefully, it'll go on sale soon. I don't know.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Not this soon. No.
Yeah.
Give it a few months, then they will.
It's okay. The one thing I am curious about is because I know it's through Steam. No, it wouldn't transfer over. The Xbox progression. I was telling you that I've gone through. I have about 85% of all the achievements on Master Chief Collection, and I doubt that transfers over.
The only thing I can say is just read into the notes, because like with for example, like with Destiny 2, it's mentioned like, hey, if you have so much on this character, you can bring it over to
the cross
the only
save.
thing I can really say is probably just like read fine print and say like, hey.
Yeah, I'll have to check into that.
So to what Buddy's saying, I don't know if you need to do that, because we'll know by next week. Because right now I'm still downloading it.
Because it's fucking huge.
It's huge. And I got a notification on my Xbox saying that I could download it to PC, which means
Really?
There you go.
Which
So,
means
it's a possibility.
I don't know that it's crossplay.
But it gives the possibility.
I don't know if it's one of those games that if Xbox launched it, then you can play it on PC as well.
Yeah. Huh.
Which I will also let you know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, that game is massive. The reason why it's massive, it's 5 fucking games. Halo 1, 2, 3, 3 ODST, 4. Oh, and Reach. Technically 6.
Technically 6. But Reach is its own thing, so.
Yeah. Which is dumb. $10 for Reach. $5 for ODST. Just put it in the package.
No, it's just Reach. I think ODST is part of that package.
Did they add it? Because before it used to be a $5 add-on.
I think it's part of it. Because
What?
it only showed Reach was available, so.
That's bullshit.
So I'm pretty sure.
I paid $5 extra for stupid ODST.
It's a blessing and a curse, I guess.
I don't know. I got it before everyone else, so.
Fuck you.
ODST was like StarCraft, right?
No, you're talking about Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Halo Wars was the RTS.
Cool. Yeah.
ODST is the subplot of Halo 3 where you are an ODST. So like you're just super squishy.
Wow.
And you essentially play as a human.
Okay.
Did you not play ODST?
Apparently not.
Wow. It was an okay. Nathan Fillion's in it. That's the only reason why I like it.
That's fair.
But it introduced the horde mode though. There's an achievement for going through every wave on a certain date, beating it at a certain time on Legendary.
Did you get it?
I have not, because it's a pain in the ass. I think it's like Bungie Day you have to do it on, but it has to be done at a certain time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's some of those achievements are bullshit, man.
I'll get together and do it.
I'm down.
God.
Yeah.
I play the fuck out of Halo. That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, I know. I remember when you streamed that shit and the salt emanated from
Oh
your
my
pores.
god, dude.
That was
Halo 2 was shit. Halo 2 is bullshit on Legendary. Oh my god.
It was so amazing to watch.
Because I was doing the lasso thing. So when you die, you reset to the beginning. Yeah. It's bad. And I found out Like Halo 1 and Halo 3 on Legendary, it's not that bad. Because like you get hit a couple of times and you're like, all right, cool. Just turn around the corner. Halo 2, you get 2-shotted and you're dead. That's it. Because in Halo 2 is the only one that doesn't have a health bar. Like a actual health. Like you only have your shield.
Right.
That's
Did you
it.
play with anybody?
No, because it was part of the lasso thing. It was a challenge.
I think it's your fault.
It's my fault.
No, it's not.
I finished it though.
You finished it, but there was times I'm going, he's gonna break a controller, he's gonna summit 1G his computer screen.
I think I was on maybe level 4, and I was on there for like
Hours.
6 hours maybe.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Bad.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
because it was just like it was nonstop elites is
it
what,
was just,
what kept killing me.
Non-stop elites.
I think there's maybe 30 or so elites in that entire area. It sucked, dude. It was not fun. Doing it by yourself.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Everyone else was entertained.
Of
As
course.
I'm like, "Arr!"
It was so great.
How many people were watching?
At the time, I think we're maybe 10.
Yeah,
Oh
10.
my
Yeah.
god.
It was still fun to watch, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they didn't have to suffer. They just saw someone
Exactly.
suffering.
It was the Schadenfreude effect.
Yeah. But speaking of the streaming stuff, since I've been playing Destiny so much, I'm probably every time I jump on Destiny now, I'm probably just gonna stream it just to do it.
That's fair.
Like not even really like do the entertaining thing that I was doing before. I think I'm just gonna stream just me playing
That's fair.
because I'm like fuck it.
Yeah.
If I'm spending all that time grinding what I'm doing right now,
Yeah, that's true.
so keep a lookout for that. Hopefully soon, because I know I'll jump on that tonight. I got some more grinding I gotta do.
Yeah,
More
I think,
PvP stuff.
I think the only time I'll ever go back to streaming, which I think I already told you, was when Cyberpunk comes out.
Yeah. When's that dropping, by the way? Do you know?
In March of next year.
Oh, we gotta wait months.
I think so, actually.
Why
It's
do
like
they hate us?
It's in March or April of 2020.
Let's find out.
April 15th.
April 15th. Maybe I'll get that for my birthday.
There you go.
This game will unlock in approximately 4 months. Yeah, I mean, I'm game. Does it have controller support? That's all I care about.
Well, you're passive.
There's no information on it.
Oh, that's probably why.
But on the bright side, it's English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Arabic, Czech, Hungarian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, simplified Chinese, Spanish, Thai, and traditional Chinese, and Turkish.
That's the one thing you can thank about CD Projekt Red. They'll...
That diversity, man.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
I mean, it wouldn't be CD Projekt Red without if they didn't put Polish, so...
So that's the one thing I find interesting. It is only a single-player game?
I think.
Hmm.
I don't remember much of them talking about multiplayer. Then again, they probably want to keep as much stuff under wraps as possible. If I one of their interviews or such, of course they mentioned it. I think it was one of those things where they want to implement it, but that's not their priority.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the focus is on storytelling,
Yep.
first person. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm okay with that.
So
Because, I mean, not every game needs to have multiplayer.
that's true.
I think the reason why I would like it is I just want the co-op capability more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that I'm missing in a lot of games is just the co-op opportunity.
Yeah.
Because going back to the Halo thing, that's one of the best times I've had in co-op playing. It's just two people just playing with each other. Out of context. And like it doesn't even need to make sense in order for you guys to play together.
Yeah.
Like in Halo, it's just like the story was still about Master Chief, even though you can have up to 4 players playing. It's like, okay, what do you fucking do? You don't always have to explain something just for people to have fun. So bring that back, every other developer.
Yeah.
Just give me cooperative playing. Co-op games are fun, man.
They are.
Like being able to play with your friends. Like,
Trying to think. Well, I think when you were talking about ODST, it reminded me of when Game Informer had that on their front cover.
rest in peace.
Jesus Christ. I still have like a stack of their magazines, man.
I was never a subscriber to Game Informer.
Yeah.
But
I was, but for like a small while.
But it was always enjoyable seeing that. I mean, it was the same thing with Nintendo Power. Like, it was just cool seeing what was on the front page of that month's issue. But man, that's gonna be a weird thing to have to explain to like the next generation, like what those types of magazines are for, or technically what magazines are for. Because I remember growing up when I was younger, like a lot of my female friends would have like Teen Bop or like the Nickelodeon,
Vogue, GQ, all this stuff.
yeah, exactly, and like they would like cut out shit of like their crushes and things. What the fuck do kids use now? Because I'm not a child.
Well, I think that just depends, really. I think now it's just like online stalking at this point.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, I feel like that's another medium that's kind of interesting for us to think about.
Yeah,
is like
true.
Growing up, we know what we're talking about, but like imagine if we have kids in the future, they're gonna be like, what was Nintendo Power?
Exactly, and it's just like,
What do you mean that you had to open up articles about how to go through a game? Why didn't you look up a walkthrough? It's like, bitch, that was the walkthrough.
That was the walkthrough. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, why couldn't you just look it up online? Well, you see, kid, during our time when we were just about
because
your
someone
age,
was using the phone.
Oh my god, I'm just old enough to really understand that one.
No, but it is cool. I like thinking about the future. Like I like thinking about that kind of stuff where it's like, what are things that we're gonna have to explain to new generations? B and I were watching Crazy Russian Hacker. I love that dude. Those dudes' videos.
Good.
And we saw like this weird suction cup thing for bowls, where it's just like a thin layer of plastic, and you just put it on top, and like the suction itself, like it keeps it fresh.
Oh shit!
And we're just like, what the fuck? And I was like, how do you explain that to a caveman?
You don't. You just show them.
And it's like, and then I go, how do you explain that to a young person?
That's true.
Like, there's so many things that are hard to comprehend, like in both ways. It's like the future generation's not going to understand it, and like the past generation's not going to understand it.
It's now gotten to the point where explanations can just confuse you. At this point, it's like, here, let me show you, and then that's when they understand.
Yeah, you need the visual aid in order to really get it. Yeah. I was listening to like teens react to classic slang. And it's just so interesting. Like, it was 50s slang.
Oh, okay.
So it was interesting to hear like their reaction to things, because I mean I like listening to older people talk, and I like learning about their slang. So I knew a lot of those terms before I watched the video, but after I was watching it, it's just like language is a weird thing, especially in America.
Oh Jesus!
Because our slang develops in such a strange way. Like the term hipster has had so many different iterations, like over the past few years. It's just bonkers to me. Bonkers is another word. It's like, it's weird, like those small things. I really want to use the term ankle biters. Like, I want to bring that back, because I feel like that is the best way to describe a child.
I mean, that it really is the only way to describe them.
But it's like there's a lot of slang terms like that I really want to bring back. Well, I don't want to bring back, but like that I prefer. Yeah. You know, like I use gnarly all the time.
Oh yeah, you do.
I use rad, like the late 80s, early 90s surfer slang. I can get behind. Like that's the stuff that I really enjoy, and that influenced me. I cannot get behind your yeeting.
All right, listen here, Chief. I've gotten to the point where it's like, where the fuck do I place myself in this? Because I'm either too old for this or it's too young for that. So it's like, I'll just see what sticks, really. And then it's like another one. I say Chief.
I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I say that almost any chance I get.
I feel like that's super 60s.
You would think, yeah, or something. But it's just, I say that a lot, and it's like, all right, that stick. Yeet sticks because, again, I keep telling you, the motto is Yeets for distance, Kobe's for accuracy.
Listen, I don't know how to slang, so I'm here, and you know, just when I hear yeet, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is that even? Is it even a thing?
It was a thing a long time ago.
But I meant, like, is it even like an actual verb? Is it an action?
It's an action.
What is it?
It's not. It's gonna be kind of hard to explain.
Here we go.
But for a while, what it meant was like if something was, the only thing I could think of is a vine, was like even that's gonna have to take some explanation for that shit. Someone was handed a can. It was like, this bitch empty, yeet, and you throw it, and that's the noise you make because it's like you don't want it.
All right, hold on. I gotta look up the definition of yeet because it doesn't sound like it's an actual term. It just sounds like someone like it had an exclamation and then it just became a thing.
Urban Dictionary is probably going to be a best friend.
Yeet is an exclamation of excitement, approval, surprise, or all-around energy, often as issued when doing a dance move or throwing something.
There you go.
That
you still don't like it.
But to be fair, it's still not an actual word.
That's true.
So I don't know. I get it. I get that it's popular. It's the reason why everyone's like, it's so lit, guys. Let's get lit. Like, woo! That's one of the things I don't like. I don't like it. It sounds dumb to me.
You know what the funny thing is that that's been around for a while. It's just now bringing itself back up.
Yeah, it's reoccurring.
Yeah.
I don't think it sounds appealing.
It doesn't. It's like, dude, I'm so lit right now. I was like, you're not on fire.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's like, I mean, we can go on and on about things that we don't like.
Oh yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. There's for me, I feel like there's a better way to, not necessarily better, but a classier way to express your excitement.
Oh yeah.
And I guess that's me being pretentious. Like, oh, it needs to be a little classier. Tell me how excited you are.
Fucking snob.
Where's my escargot?
Oh, ew.
You don't like escargot?
No, actually,
I love snail.
I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
But it's to me, it's like with me and oysters. I can't do oysters.
Oh, I love oysters.
I think it's just a big, nasty loogie.
I don't like, what the fuck are the little kernels in menudo?
Oh, hominy.
Yeah, I don't like hominy.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I like corn, but I don't like hominy.
No, that's fair. Hominy, I guess it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's just, I also don't like menudo, though.
I know, I hate
menudo and pozole, I'm like, ugh.
How dare you, sir?
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm a
okay.
bad Mexican.
No. No.
But I love the meat part.
Oh, that's
like
fair.
The cow. I'm
yeah.
Give me all that.
I'm surprised you didn't like the broth.
I hate the broth. I hate soup. Oh my god! Like,
no. Here's a good question for you now. Is your hatred for soup greater or in between than beans?
ooh.
That's a question for you.
So I'm gonna have to say greater because
Ooh.
I will. If beans are there, I'll eat beans, no problem.
Okay.
If beans are an option, more than likely I'll eat it. If menudo is an option, I'll never choose it. If menudo is the only thing there to be eaten, then I'll eat it. But I will never go out of the way to eat menudo, ever. I cannot stand menudo. Also, like, soup is dirty water. That's all it is. It's dirty water. Dirty water with protein. Though, with that being said, I love wonton soup and I love hot and sour soup. Those are my only two soups. And miso. Miso's good too. Still dirty water though.
I want that on like your like profile on Twitter. Just soup is dirty water.
I'm gonna add that. That's gonna be today's episode. Soup is dirty water.
Oh
Nah,
my god.
But I don't know. Have you been watching The Mandalorian?
Yeah, my god.
What you thinking about it?
Oh, I love it so far.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good. Just everything about it is great.
I love the feel of. It's been such a long time. I mean, Westworld. You can argue. I mean, it is a western, quote unquote.
Spaghetti western.
Yeah.
If you want to go that far.
But it's been such a long time since I've seen a western show. And that's the way that, like,
That's fair.
For me, like, Mandalorian is a western. Like, that's the way that it feels.
Yeah.
What's his face? John, what's his name? Favreau. That's what the angle that they're going with this entire show, and I'm happy that it's put off that way. because I strangely like cowboy stuff. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I guess I've never really expressed that I like cowboys, like that era. I think it just goes back to the fact that I like being a rebel.
That's true.
And like that's like the whole like the reason why cowboys are cowboys. So I've been wanting like a good like just Western
adaptation.
Yeah, like just something interesting. I rewatched Magnificent Seven. I fucking hate it. That new one.
Is that the one
with Chris
Pratt and all them? Oh
no, not Pratt. Is it Pratt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pine is the good looking one, right?
Chris Pine is a good looking one.
Okay, yeah. Chris Pratt.
And
Jamie Foxx?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's yes. Yeah, I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, it's like because I immediately went to another movie.
Well, so the reason why I brought up Magnificent Seven is because I personally love the original story of the Seven Samurai way more than the Magnificent Seven because that's what it's based on.
Yeah.
But I just feel like modern Westerns try to make it too actiony, whereas like if you look at the classic Westerns, they had action sequences, but they weren't like extravagant.
Oh, they weren't.
They were like two guys gunfight, pew, 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 boom, dead. For me, I feel like these new ones are like going way over the top with like explosions, like with the gunfights and stuff like that. Like I felt like, excluding the Clint Eastwood stuff, I felt like the fights back then had like oomph. Like you were like, oh god, are you gonna survive this? Like it, what's his name? Oh my god, he's known for westerns. He's like the cowboy.
Oh god.
You know who I'm talking about?
I think.
John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne. Oh god.
So like, in his films, like I still feel like there's scenes where I'm like, oh god, what's gonna happen next? Like, is he gonna come out from this? Like the scenarios felt very grounded. Mm-hmm. With these newer ones, I feel like it's just not.
My dad loves John Wayne. He likes his movies.
A lot of people like John Wayne.
Yeah,
they're great. They're great classic films.
I could see the appeal. I never really cared for John Wayne, in my opinion.
Oh.
I think the only film I ever can ever tolerate, well, two films I ever tolerated him in, is Rooster Cogburn and The Longest Hour or The Longest Raid.
I think it's The Longest Hour.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, to be fair, those films are really rough to go back to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not at fault of the writers or the actors. It's just the fault of the times that we're currently living in. Because like storytelling for us now is completely different than it was when they were shooting those films back then. Yeah. And especially like movies themselves are written drastically different. I mean, like even I can say 20 years ago for the 80s and the 90s. Oh, yeah. Stuff written back then doesn't translate very well now. I was rewatching The Three Amigos a while ago. Oh, I love the film. I love it.
It's a good movie.
It's good comedy, but if it was done now, I don't think it would be a good film.
People would hate it.
Yeah, it's just a weird changing of the times that certain things had to be created at a certain time for it to be good. Yeah. Another good example, Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles, controversial. Oh no! But it is a fantastic film. If it was created now, it would be a flop. It'd be horrible. What was his name? The guy who created Family Guy.
Shit.
That guy. He made that Western that was
A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a Western comedy. It
was okay.
It was meh.
That's
really
it's
just it's not something that could easily be replicated. I don't want to say that he replicated Blazing Saddles, well, because he didn't, but he was trying to go for a comedic Western, and it's a very hard thing to pull off. But really? Seth MacFarlane,
Thank you.
But when you're Seth MacFarlane and your jokes are shit, they're horrible. Family Guy can eat a dick. It's just it's not appealing. Like, I get that you're trying to get a certain audience, but that's all you're getting. You're only hitting a certain audience. Mm-hmm. You know, like for people who like Family Guy and American Dad, there's a specific audience that enjoy those TV shows, and that's the reason why they do well as TV shows. But when you're doing a blockbuster film, you're hitting a broader audience. And there's a lot of things that, I'm saying this as an amateur writer, there's a lot of things that you should take into consideration. One of your jokes is definitely going to fall flat for a lot of people. That's why you got to find a middle ground. Even though if you have a style, you need to find a good middle ground. I think that's the reason why Adam Sandler movies were good in the 90s, is because there was a good middle ground for his comedy with writing.
Did you see one he's in now? Where he's
Dude, that fucking drama?
Yeah, that looks really good.
That looks intense. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it kept me
for those who don't know, Adam Sandler is coming out in a new drama about a Jewish man who owns a jewelry store, and he gets involved with some weird thing with basketball players
and crime syndicates. It looks
like,
but it's all they show, and that's what the only thing that's like, I need it.
Yeah, it's weirdly compelling.
Yeah,
and I think the reason why I'm excited for it is because it's different. Mm-hmm. You know, in a time where we're getting all these superhero films, all these strange drama, or not strange dramas, but very romanticized dramas. It's good to see a film that is different, and I feel like this is something in this modern era that is different. I'm kind of hoping this brings back the the crime lord era of films.
Okay.
Like you know, like Scarface and like that kind of stuff. I kind of want them to bring that back. And like this seems like a modern version of that. I think that's why I'm super excited for it. But yeah, Adam Sandler, man.
And there was another film like with Robert De Niro that I was surprised to see him again. Was called The Irishman.
Oh God, that's a fucking comic book, I think.
Really?
Yeah. People have been not bashing it, but there's a lot of
mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on Netflix. I was like, oh, it's already got this far, huh?
It's already on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's like almost on their front page. And it even has freaking Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Does it really?
Yes, he plays a lawyer. And that one, he's a lawyer for Robert De Niro's character.
Costello, right?
No.
No?
Oh God, no! It's another it looks like a crime movie.
Never mind then. I thought this was
That's not a comic book. I'm sorry.
No, I thought I could have sworn it was like the Black Hawk stuff.
No.
Because I know that they are doing, they're doing that. But okay, continue. Robert De Niro, The Irishman.
I haven't seen much of it, but it's from just what I gathered. It's like he's an old war hero who becomes a taxi driver, and does stuff for the mob.
So Robert De Niro is in a movie about becoming a taxi driver.
But that's his cover. That's his cover. He's
okay.
Like he's a taxi driver, but he also does like if someone needs somebody taken out.
Yeah.
They go in his cab. They go so far out, and I'll take him out. Damage is done, and he goes home. It just becomes one of those things where that's his cover, so it's not have any connections. Because I think I can't remember most of it, but it's just like, hey, we need you. Okay, does all this stuff, and what? He's like
a mule type, not necessarily a mule, because mules are like they typically transport stuff.
That's a movie with Clint Eastwood. I need to watch.
You're right. That is a fucking movie with Clint Eastwood.
I need to watch that one.
I think I'd be more compelled to watch it if he wasn't in it. No, I mean no offense to Clint Eastwood, because I think he's a fantastic director.
Yeah, he is.
I've never liked his acting.
Even when he was like in his Western days?
Yeah, man. I've never liked his acting because not Dirty Harry, but
The Lone Drifter?
Yeah, like that to me that wasn't really acting. Cuz like for like those characters, he felt the same in Dirty Harry.
Yeah, that's true. I can actually see that.
Like he just
talks more.
Yeah, like he just has that like he's always like with the lip down, and he's just like I don't like things.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, he's a well-renowned actor, producer, director, yada yada yada. Just for me personally, I just never found his acting compelling for me. Even Gran Torino, I love Gran Torino. I think it's a great movie. I wish it was a different actor. Because I love the character, I love the story, I loved everything about it. You would just chosen
a different actor for him.
Yeah. And that's the way that I feel about The Mule. Like, if there was someone else in that role, I would love to go watch it. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm getting tired of seeing the same character played by actors. I was the same way with Samuel L. Jackson for a while. Like, I felt like he played the same character in every single role he was in. And at least until like his Nick Fury started getting more compelling, I was like, okay, like you're changing it up a little bit. I'm a little bit more intrigued. Actually, I take that back. The Kingsman is when I was like, okay, like this is you showing diversity as an actor. I really appreciate that. And you know, I'm a critic. Yes, I know I'm spewing all this stuff that I don't like, and I understand how difficult it is to be an actor. But it's just, you know, when I go watch a film, I'm trying to disassociate the actor from the actor and trying to make them that character. Mm-hmm. That's my biggest thing. I think one of the greatest actors of our generation is fucking Daniel Radcliffe. That dude, I've seen a lot of his independent films, and every character I'm like, what the fuck?
There's one movie, well, there's a few that I want to know about. The one I remember that was made a meme, he was like in a PJ robe and bottoms, fluffy bunny slippers. He was holding 2 pistols. I was like, whatever he's doing, I want to watch.
Right. I think it's really cool because he's one of the few actors who, yes, he has made a fuck ton of money from the Harry Potter franchise.
Oh, yeah.
But he is picking up scripts for stuff that he finds interesting. And I find that so cool as an artist myself to be able to get to that point where money doesn't matter. You just want to make things because it's interesting to you. Yeah. And that's the reason why I love Keanu Reeves so much.
Oh my God, bless his soul.
That man, he's my husband. Y'all don't touch him.
I don't know how I feel about him in the SpongeBob movie though.
He's in the new SpongeBob movie?
Yeah, he's called Sage. He's like, I'm made. It's like I'm made of sage, and I am a sage. So it pretty much works out. I was like, that. All right, scene. That's it. That's the entire movie.
I'm like, I just want to watch that part, please. I mean, like his cameo in Crazy Rich Asians, or not Crazy Rich, and Always Be My Maybe is fucking awesome.
I don't think I've heard of that movie, honestly.
So, Always Be My Maybe is a Netflix movie with, oh my God, Amy Wong.
Okay.
She's that comedian.
Okay.
It's essentially a story about, like, this girl who, like, her fiance is kind of a dick. And I think she's a interior designer or something like that. So, she goes back to her hometown to go to a house, and one of her old high school boyfriends is there, and they kind of like just get in touch with each other and yada yada yada. But then it tells you about their relationship, how, you know, they almost had sex, or then they did have sex, and then this is where they are now. It's a cute little rom-com, but there's this really funny scene where they're going out on a double date, and her date is Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves is playing Keanu Reeves in the movie.
Oh, that's okay. It's that movie because I remember seeing like a clip of it and like something I remember seeing on social media as like a meme, and I was like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
Yeah, it is the most meta joke I've ever seen in a film, and it works so well. Just because Keanu, from what I've seen, Keanu, when he's in a role, he's in a role. Like, he will go out of his way to make that role the best that he can. B and I a few weeks ago watched Knock Knock. It's a horrible movie.
Oh, that's a horrible movie.
It is so bad. But Keanu Reeves, he acted his butt off He was in that role, and I was like, I'm only watching this for him.
Yeah.
Don't watch that movie. It is bad. It is horrible. The script makes no sense. The deaths are stupid. These girls make no sense.
It was a funny. The only I watched it with a friend like way back when, and it was like, so this is John Wick's origin story.
Yeah, this is why he wants to go kill everybody.
Yeah, because there was like an alternate ending or whatever, and how it was and like this one was kind of like, oh, so this is how John Wick becomes himself.
Oh yeah, because like he actually goes to the it's like knock knock. Yeah, like that. I found that interesting. Because one of the biggest problems I had with this movie, and I was researching it too, like the writer was like, this movie is supposed to be about empowerment of women and yada yada yada, and I was like, that's not what I got from this movie at all. No, I'm like, first off, those girls, they raped him. Yeah, like that's what they did, and I hate that. They turned this story into like, you're the worst husband in the world, yada yada yada. It's like he said no multiple times. He said no a lot in the beginning.
Then he got provoked, and then all that happened. Then it's just like, let's turn this against you. Yeah, that's really the film is just saying, hey, you gotta knock on the door. It's raining. You see these two people? Shut the door immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think that was my gripe with it. Is like they were trying to convey this message that like all husbands are cheaters or whatever, and I'm like, this is a horrible way to convey this, because like the writing made no sense. But yeah, do not watch the movie Knock Knock. Yeah, don't watch it. It's so bad. And if you do, bless your heart and bless that kid, his son at the very end. He's like, Daddy had a party. Oh God. I was like, well, he had something. But oh gosh, we're coming up on time. Buddy, what do you have for this week's recommended movie and or television show?
This is gonna be a doozy. It's called 71 Into the Fire.
That is a title. What the fuck is that?
It's a Korean movie, actually. Oh. It's a Korean war film, I should say. It's has to do with during the Korean War. With 71 student soldiers are meant to defend. I think it looks like a hospital or a school against like the elitist of the elite, like North Korean special unit, and they withstand them for like 18 hours before like they eventually got help.
Damn,
it's a doozy.
Sounds dramatic.
It was a good movie.
When did it come out?
2016.
Oh, so fairly recent.
Yeah, I think that's
within the past 5 years.
Within the past 5 years, but it was a good film because it was what they were trying to do was like, it's not really talked about. Yeah. Because like they used students to help with the 2010. Sorry, that was made in 2010.
Wow, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a good film though.
That's cool. That. I've never heard of that before.
It came up on YouTube, believe it or not.
Really?
It was like one of those things where I'm going down a rabbit hole. It's a full movie.
I'm gonna watch this.
I'm gonna watch it.
What was the title again?
71 Into the Fire.
71 Into the Fire. All right, check that out, guys. Well, my recommendation for this week is going to be the Fallen series. The Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel Has Fallen movies. B and I just watched Angel Has Fallen this past week, and it's a little worse than the other ones, and that's not saying much. But the reason why I want to recommend that series is because I feel like those action films were I don't want to say pioneering because they definitely weren't, but a modern interest in possibilities of war. Of like what would happen if the president was taken? What would happen if the president was gone? Yeah. I like the idea of like having that possibility. Yeah, granted, I know this sounds horrible. Like, it would be bad if the president. Yeah, but it's like, what would happen? That's why I like movies, is because it's like it throws you in that imaginary world of possibilities.
The Red Dawn series kind of portrayed that well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's my recommendation for this week is those three films. Plus, Gerard Butler is pretty cool. He's getting old, man.
Yeah.
That last movie we watched, he does not look good on film anymore.
He does not age well.
No, not at all.
Oof.
And he used to be attractive.
Yeah.
But yeah. But so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the podcast. We'll be back next week for another episode. Hopefully with a little bit more content to talk about. I feel like we didn't really talk about much this podcast.
I don't know. Like, it came to what we usually do. It's like it came to video games. Yes, we may have stayed stuck on that for a while because of what was happening, and then went to movies, actors. There was some good content there. It's just a matter of what they'll take away from it.
Yeah, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please make sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify, and we'll check you guys next week. See ya.